Hi, my name is Ryan Alfaro, and I'm here to speak to you about how storms form. Have you ever looked up into the sky and wondered how a storm actually forms? I mean, with its enormous amount of power and its destructive force, clearly all this had to come from somewhere. Now, in ancient civilizations, people used to believe that this was actually the works of God who were trying to punish us for wrongdoings. Since then, we have come a long way, and we now know that this is actually a natural process. Now, when considering the formation of a storm, you have to consider three things. First, you have to understand that there has to be an abundance of water in our air. Second, there has to be an excess amount of heat in the air. Third, there has to be, and our atmosphere has to be electrically charged, or there has to be an exchange of electricity. Now, our air contains numerous amounts of chemical compounds, one of which is H2O water vapor, or moisture as some people would call it. During the winter or colder areas, our air can hold up to about 1% of water vapor in the air. During the warmer months, it can hold up about 4% water vapor in the air. Now, as it evaporates, the water vapor has a phase change, where it goes from a gaseous state to either a liquid or a frozen state. Now, as this is happening, the water vapor actually releases heat from the air itself to the surrounding air. Now, this is due to the fact that the surrounding air is actually lower at a higher altitude. Like I said before, warmer air is crucial for this to work. As the sun heats the ground, it actually makes the air less dense, which causes it to rise. Now, as it comes up, the higher it goes up into the atmosphere, it's going to have a higher moisture concentration, and it's going to start forming what we call rain droplets. Now, as these rain droplets form, it's going to try to either fall and come back up again, and it's going to repeat this process until it becomes heavy enough to where it can actually fall. Well, as this is happening, rain droplets are going to bounce into one another and also form and keep getting bigger and bigger that way. Well, if it rises up to a certain point into the atmosphere, there is actually a point where it's always freezing year-round in our atmosphere. That way, if it gets up high enough, it's actually going to start forming what we call snowflakes, or snow. Now, if all this snow keeps going in that same cycle that the rain was going in, where it keeps going, where it drops down and then comes right back up, it's actually going to form what we call ice or hail. Now, when all of this type of precipitation gets too heavy, it's going to eventually drop to the ground. Now that it's going to drop to the ground, with the momentum of it coming down and the rotation of Earth and the friction of it causing, it actually is going to cause what we call a gust of wind. With all of that, we have what can sometimes be called a tornado. Now, with the precipitation falling to the ground and it carrying with it a positive charge of electricity, and our ground, if you may know, is also a negative charge, it can cause an electrical discharge. Now, because of it, the atmosphere is going to be electrically charged on both sides, positive on top, negative on bottom. Now, it's going to try to come to equilibrium, so what it's going to do is it's going to keep bouncing back, discharging from ground to cloud, cloud to ground, cloud to cloud, or even cloud to air. Now, as this is happening, this is going to cause a discharge with electricity, and it may cause what we call lightning. Now, with all these factors being added in, you have lightning, hail, snow, and rain. This is what we like to call a storm. And now that we know everything about a storm, I would like you to look up into the sky next time it's getting cloudy, and then now you'll know.